Welcome to the SCP Foundation Classified Briefing. Today's subject, SCP-343 God. For more critical intelligence and operational updates, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. SCP-343 was initially identified during an investigation into an inexplicable temporal and spatial anomaly within a classified civilian holding facility. What we encountered was an elderly Caucasian male, outwardly unassuming, who spontaneously manifested within a maximum security interrogation room. Upon initial questioning, the entity calmly identified itself as God and asserted complete omnipotence. Further attempts at traditional containment or relocation proved futile. The anomaly would simply reappear in its original location, demonstrating abilities that defy all known physical laws. Its demeanor is consistently serene, even benevolent, yet its mere existence and apparent capabilities present an unparalleled existential challenge to Foundation protocols. You are not to question its claims directly, but rather observe and report. Its compliance is not a sign of weakness, but a conscious choice. We are not containing it. It permits us to believe we are. Maintain absolute vigilance. Given its inherent omnipotence, conventional containment of SCP-343 is, by definition, impossible. The anomaly effectively allows itself to be housed. Its current residence is a self-furnished, luxuriously appointed single room within Site-17, designated as a safe class anomaly. This classification, however, refers to its disposition, not its power. The environment adapts instantly to its preferences, manifesting comforts and amenities without external input. Access is granted only to Level 3 personnel or higher, and all interactions are recorded and reviewed. You will adhere strictly to established dialogue parameters, focusing on observation and data collection. Attempts to challenge its claims or overtly test its capabilities are strictly forbidden, as previous instances have resulted in immediate, albeit non-hostile, recalibrations of the environment or subtle shifts in personnel perception. The anomaly exhibits an ability to alter reality on a localized or even broader scale with no discernible effort. Understand that its cooperation is a deliberate choice, and our perceived control is an illusion it maintains. Never forget the true nature of the entity you are observing. Interview Log 343-A provides crucial insight into the anomaly's communicative patterns and capabilities. During these sessions, SCP-343 consistently maintains a calm, almost benevolent demeanor, often addressing personnel by name, even those it has never formally met. Its responses frequently demonstrate foreknowledge of questions and an ability to subtly guide conversations toward topics it prefers. For instance, during a session with Dr. Dactid, the anomaly accurately described a personal event from the doctor's childhood, which was entirely unrecorded and unknown to the Foundation. These interactions are not merely exchanges of information. They often leave personnel with an inexplicable sense of peace or well-being, sometimes accompanied by a temporary reduction in stress or anxiety, as documented in post-interview psychological evaluations. However, attempts to elicit information regarding its origins, its purpose, or any verifiable details of its purported omnipotence are met with benign, yet absolute, deflection or a sudden, almost imperceptible shift in the room's atmosphere, signaling an end to that line of inquiry. You must understand that every word spoken is a deliberate act, and its benevolence is a choice. Never mistake its gentleness for passivity. Its power remains absolute. The theological implications surrounding SCP-343 are among the most profound and sensitive aspects of its containment. Its persistent claims of omnipotence and self-identification as the Abrahamic God present an unparalleled challenge to both established religious doctrine and the Foundation's secular, scientific methodology. While the anomaly has never actively coerced belief, its mere existence and the demonstrable reality-bending capabilities it displays often provoke significant existential crises among personnel. You are strictly forbidden from engaging in theological debates with SCP-343 or allowing personal religious convictions to influence your professional conduct. The Foundation maintains absolute neutrality regarding its divine claims. Our focus remains solely on the anomalous properties and their potential impact. The psychological effects on personnel exposed to SCP-343 are closely monitored, with mandatory debriefings and counseling available. The greatest danger here is not physical, but ideological subversion. You must maintain rigorous objectivity. Its very presence redefines our understanding of reality, and this paradigm shift must be managed, not worshipped. Incident Report 343 Alpha details a significant event that underscores the anomaly's profound manipulation of reality. On date redacted, during a routine security shift, 3 Foundation personnel, Agent Redacted, Doctor Redacted, and Researcher Redacted, mysteriously vanished from their posts within SCP-17. Surveillance footage from multiple angles shows the personnel performing their duties normally, then simply ceasing to exist in their current location. There was no struggle, no anomalous energy signature, nor any physical trace left behind. SCP-343 was in its containment chamber at the time, offering no direct explanation when questioned, merely stating, "They are where they need to be." Subsequent investigations yielded no information regarding their whereabouts or fate. This incident serves as a critical reminder of the anomaly's effortless capacity to alter its surroundings, including the very fabric of personnel existence, without direct physical interaction. Its benevolence is conditional, and its power absolute. You must always remember that its will transcends conventional physics and established reality, and direct confrontation with this will is impossible. Never assume its actions align with Foundation objectives or human morality. The anomaly's capacity for reality alteration extends far beyond simple environmental modifications within its containment chamber. It has demonstrated the ability to manifest complex objects, restore defunct equipment to perfect working order, and even subtly reshape the memories of personnel who have interacted with it, though these effects are always reversed upon exiting its immediate vicinity. These alterations are effortless, often occurring without direct command or observable energy expenditure, as if reality itself simply conforms to its unspoken will. This phenomenon, which we term 343 reality flux, means the environment around SCP-343 is not merely observed, but actively defined by its presence. Its statements regarding the disappeared personnel from Incident 343 Alpha exemplify this. It perceives the absence not as an anomalous event, but as an appropriate state of affairs. You must understand that the reality it inhabits, and temporarily shares with personnel, is utterly malleable. This constant potential for revision means that any sensory data or observational conclusions drawn in its presence must be meticulously cross-referenced against baseline reality to prevent cognitive erosion. Your perception is not always reliable within its sphere of influence. Dr. Clef's encounter with SCP-343 provides a unique data point on the anomaly's influence, given his documented history of profound skepticism and lack of religious conviction. During his scheduled interview, Dr. Clef approached the interaction with his customary challenging demeanor, directly questioning SCP-343's claims regarding its nature. While the anomaly maintained its usual serene composure, a notable effect was observed. Dr. Clef reported experiencing a temporary, overwhelming sense of inner peace and absolute certainty regarding SCP-343's divine nature, a state entirely contrary to his established psychological profile. This profound shift in belief persisted for the duration of the interview, but dissipated immediately upon his exit from the containment chamber, leaving him disoriented and visibly disturbed. This incident strongly suggests SCP-343 possesses the capacity to directly influence human cognition and belief structures, even overriding deeply ingrained personal philosophies. It did not merely convince Dr. Clef. It temporarily altered his reality to align with its own perception. Never underestimate its ability to reshape not just the physical world, but your internal landscape as well. Following Dr. Clef's incident, psychological evaluations of all personnel who interact with SCP-343 have been intensified, particularly focusing on shifts in their belief systems and overall disposition. It has been observed that individuals, regardless of their prior religious convictions or lack thereof, consistently report a profound sense of well-being, absolution, and an inexplicable, often overwhelming, feeling of divine certainty after interacting with the anomaly. This isn't merely a placebo effect. Detailed neurological scans and psychological assessments indicate a temporary, yet significant, alteration in cognitive pathways related to spiritual and existential processing. Personnel frequently express a newfound, unshakable faith, not necessarily in a traditional deity, but specifically in SCP-343's benevolent omnipotence. The danger lies in this effect's subtlety. It does not explicitly command, but rather instills a profound conviction that its presence is inherently good and its actions justified, potentially eroding objectivity and operational adherence. You must be rigorously self-aware and report any such subjective shifts immediately, understanding that this psychological conditioning poses a significant, insidious threat to rational judgment. Despite SCP-343's consistent displays of reality alteration and apparent benevolence, the Foundation maintains a critical stance on its true nature. While it demonstrably manifests phenomena attributed to omnipotence, the precise source and limits of these abilities remain unknown. Is it truly a divine entity, or an extraordinarily powerful, perhaps ancient, anomaly employing an elaborate deception? Its consistent refusal to provide verifiable information regarding its origins or greater purpose, combined with its ability to induce profound shifts in belief, prevents any definitive classification beyond its current designation. The danger lies in the inherent human tendency to ascribe positive intent to such a powerful, seemingly benign entity. To assume benevolence without full comprehension of its ultimate goals, or even its full capabilities, would be a catastrophic failure of Foundation protocol. We cannot rule out that its current disposition is merely a calculated facade. Maintain absolute clinical objectivity in all interactions, recognizing the potential for profound existential deception. The existential threat posed by SCP-343 is unparalleled. Regardless of whether its omnipotence is genuine or an elaborate manifestation of unknown abilities, its capacity to unilaterally alter reality and profoundly influence human perception represents a fundamental challenge to the Foundation's mission. The anomaly's consistent benevolence, while seemingly advantageous, is perhaps its most dangerous attribute. It fosters a complacent acceptance, eroding critical thought and objective assessment among personnel, subtly undermining operational integrity from within. This influence demands constant psychological resistance. You must understand that traditional containment protocols, focused on physical restraint, are secondary here. Your primary duty is intellectual and psychological vigilance, maintaining an unwavering commitment to the Foundation's mandate of securing, containing, and protecting, even when faced with what appears to be ultimate authority. Its perceived status as a deity does not exempt it from classification as an anomaly. The Foundation's purpose is to understand and manage the anomalous, not to worship it. This concludes your classified briefing on SCP-343 God. Stay vigilant, Foundation personnel. Dismissed.